All right, there were some things that happened in Padres land here today. We were waiting for a move. I don't know if we were waiting for Ron Marinaccio to be a Padre, but that's the first big league addition that has happened this offseason. Padres acquired him from the Chicago White Sox in exchange for cash considerations. It's interesting because the White Sox signed Martin Perez for $5 million. To make room for him, they DFA'd Marinaccio, and the Padres end up picking him up. So who is this guy? What will he potentially serve? What will he be able to do for the Padres? It's bullpen depth. I mean, maybe he can start some games and open games, but it's bullpen depth. I'm not blown away by what I have seen or looking at the numbers, but I guess it's worth a shot. I'll say this, even without Tanner Scott, obviously you'd love to have him, but without him, they still have a strong back end of the bullpen with Jason Adam, with Robert Suarez for now, with Adrian Morejon and Jeremiah Estrada. I'm a fan of Brian Hoeing. There's talent there. Reynolds, with his velocity, we'll see what he can bring this year. There's guys in that bullpen. Marinaccio, someone asked me, I think, on Instagram earlier today about what could he get? Like, who is this guy? What could he do? And I said maybe sixth, seventh inning in certain spots if all goes well. I could see that. Like, if Jeremiah Estrada's off for the night or a couple guys are down for the night and then he pitches in those situations, he hasn't been terrible. Just if you look at like ERA, he only had 16 games this past season, 3.86 ERA, 25 strikeouts and 20 and a third innings, a 1.2 whip. In his career, his ERA is 3.22 in over 100 games. And if you look at the numbers, a majority of those games came in 2022 and 2023 when he was with the Yankees. He never pitched in the big leagues for the White Sox. So all of this has been with the Yankees. Above average ERA plus. So it's someone, again, bullpen depth. I don't know exactly what his salary is going to be, but I assume it's not going to be expensive at all because the Padres aren't signing people or acquiring people that are expensive. And he was just DFA'd by the White Sox. So, yeah, he's probably not making much. So there was that. I don't really have a whole lot, to be quite honest, to expand on that other than saying, yeah, he could be bullpen depth, and we'll see how he does in spring training because I don't know a ton about him. And not so sure that there's a bunch of Padres fans that want me to talk about Ron Marinaccio for an hour. There were other news. City Connects 2025. It's going to be the last year of this hat, of this jersey that you see on the screen. The Padres, they announced today that it will be done. And it's from what I have seen is these are rotational. So the City Connects are not meant to be there for the rest of time. It's 3 or 4 years, and then they get new ones. So there's teams that are getting new ones this year, I believe. I think the Giants may be one of those teams, maybe the Nationals, but it's not like this was going to be a jersey forever. And to be quite honest, I'm totally fine. Like, I like the hat. I'm not the biggest fan of the jersey still. I just never will be. I like the hat. I like having the pink in there. But if you need revenue, Padres need revenue. And we know that when the Padres got those City Connects, how many people, and I wonder, we don't know how much revenue they got from it, but I wonder how much they did. And so this next one that comes out, it's City Connect, so I don't think that they would just bring back a jersey like the 98 jersey or the 84 jersey, but I would like them to. I think those would fly off the shelves. To have a Jackson Merrill 98 jersey or a Jackson Merrill 84 jersey, and that's jerseys that they actually wear, I think that would do quite well. If they're going to make a new one, maybe they stick still with the brown and gold, but maybe they make it lowercase letters. So they kind of combine the 84 uniform with the current brown and gold that they're in. Yeah, I wonder what it would would look like here in 2026, because 2025 is going to be that last year of these City Connect jerseys. I think they've run their course. I don't think the Padres have actually played very well in them. I don't know what the record is, but just from my mind, it doesn't seem like it seemed like a lot of these were losses that they were playing with these uniforms in. So maybe it's going to be a good thing. I'm sure that there are fans that love these City Connect. That I saw the City Connect all the time at Petco. But for me, when I know the Padres need revenue, I'm totally fine with this. And I'm not in love with the jersey. I like the hat, but there's a reason why I didn't get the jersey. I got the hat. So yeah, we'll see what it looks like coming up in 2026. So that was the second piece of news from today. Another one was the promotional schedule was out. And is Dylan Cease and Luis Arraez, are they staying Padres? Because they have bobbleheads coming up. And I'll get to that here, but I just want to go through the giveaways, and you can see this MLB.com/Padres and go to the giveaway section. March 28th against the Braves on Friday, an opening series hat, a yellow Padres hat. Looks kind of ugly, but that's the opening series hat. March 31st, I'm not going to go through all these. I'll go through the bobbleheads and some of the ones that interest me. March 31st against the Guardians, a Jackson Merrill bobblehead, which looks pretty sick, has the eye black on there. Tony Gwynn rookie bobblehead, April 29th against the Giants. Reversible bucket hat, retro bucket hat, May 14th against the Angels. A military hoodie, not the thick one, but if you've gotten it before, it's kind of the thin pullover hoodie. May 27th against the Marlins. City Connect, well, this is a kids giveaway. City Connect sunglasses are June 22nd against the Royals. Tatis bat flip bobblehead in City Connect, by the way. June 23rd against the Nats. Michael King bobblehead with not just him, but a crown on the top of his head, like a king. So that's pretty cool. August 20th against the Giants. A Manny Machado basketball jersey, September 2nd against the Orioles. Interesting. And then we get to Arraez and Cease. Cease bobblehead, a no-hitter bobblehead, September 10th against the Reds. And then Luis Arraez, September 22nd against the Brewers, a Luis La Regadera Arraez bobblehead. So does this mean that these two guys are staying? That was a question that was on social media today. No, it does not mean that. I've said this before. I'd like Arraez to be here long term. I think that's a great person to have in the clubhouse, in your lineup as well. But no, this does not mean that they're just going to stay. There's a reason why they put these bobbleheads in September and not in April. The ones that they put earlier in the season, they know that those guys are going to be on the team. Where these two in September, they probably haven't even been started. They probably haven't started making these bobbleheads yet. So what we see, that picture, is just them drawing it up. Or maybe they made one and took a picture of it. To me, I wouldn't read into them having bobbleheads for them. I thought, didn't Kyle Blanks have a bobblehead? And then someone did back in the day. And then they ended up not being able to give those out. It happens. Where Tatis, for example, I think they ended up giving it out. But in 2023? 2022. I forget. I think it was 2022, late 2022. They were going to have a bobblehead for him, but then the suspension happened. And so they couldn't, they had to take down all the Tatis stuff at Petco. They couldn't give the bobblehead away. And then I think they gave it away when he was back playing. But it happens. So I don't even know if they've started making these bobbleheads. And I would just say there's a reason why they're in September and not early in the year. Probably to save the Padres from making them if they do get traded this offseason. But they just wanted to announce the promotions now, or maybe they had to now, just to try to start selling tickets for those games. But yeah, that's the news from today. Dylan Cease, he is drawing interest, by the way, from the Minnesota Twins. We saw that a couple days ago, I think, from The Athletic. if the Padres are going to take on Christian Vasquez, it's not like they're saving a ton of money unless the Twins are willing to take on or willing to eat a lot of that money from the Christian Vasquez contract, which I think is like $10 million. And then they're willing to take on all of Dylan Cease. But the Twins don't have this huge TV deal anyway, as well. So they're kind of in the same, around the same boat, I'd say, as the Padres in terms of like they have contracts, but they're probably not looking to spend a ton of money here. The Padres, they're looking to decrease where they're at, it feels like right now, to create some flexibility to allow them to do some other things. So, still waiting on significant moves. Marinaccio, he could end up being a significant move. I hope so. That would be great. But I'm sorry. Them acquiring Ron Marinaccio when he got DFA'd by the White Sox, that's not going to get the fan base super pumped up. And by the way, they traded cash considerations to the White Sox. And then obviously that allowed Padre fans and other fans to make jokes in the replies. We have cash? What the heck? We have cash? And so I wonder how much the cash considerations was for Ron Marinaccio. But hey, we have some money. So I guess maybe that's, well, we have less now because we trade away some cash to the White Sox. But yeah, I wonder how much they have to actually spend this offseason. That's one of the big questions, right? That I feel like a lot of Padres fans are wondering, like myself. How much do they have? Who approved of this deal where the Padres traded cash for Marinaccio? Is that Eric Katsenda? Is that the Seidler? I don't think it's the Seidler brothers because they have not taken over yet. I know they have the Seidler Trust, but John Seidler hasn't taken over yet because he hasn't been voted in as the owner. So is this a Katsenda thing that's saying, yeah, okay, we have the money to do this? I do wonder what that is right now. Katsenda's the interim chairman, but how much longer is he going to be that guy? So it's, do they just trust AJ Preller? Hey, they gave him an amount of money. You can make these trades this offseason without ringing it up to us, up the flagpole. But anything other than anything over 5 million or anything over 3 million or whatever, I'm just throwing out a number, you can't do without our approval. Yeah, it sucks. Maybe I feel like when spring training starts and opening day comes and hopefully the roster's filled out, I'll have some more optimism. But right now, it's kind of hard to have that. I love some of the players that we have on this team. I'm grateful for that, but it just sucks the situation that we're in.